Indianapolis, the racing capital of the world. Since 1909, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway has been the undisputed pinnacle of the racing world. This is the place where legends are made and hearts are broken. This is the one race everyone wants to win. For the first time in its 54-year history, the SCCA National Championship Runoffs travels to Indianapolis. With nearly 1,000 entries in 28 different classes, the Runoffs is the biggest auto race in the world. It features the best amateur drivers in the country vying for the title of national champion. One legendary track, one epic race, one shot at glory. The SCCA Runoffs starts now. And welcome back to an absolutely beautiful fall afternoon here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway as we are getting set for, as Rick Benjamin put it earlier, a little bit more of our bonus coverage. And it all happens because of massive entries here for this event, particularly in the two classes, Spec Miata that just ran, and this one, which is Spec Racer Ford 3 with the new Gen 3 package on the cars. Coming into this race, 101 drivers have taken a lap time in this class so far this weekend. The track rated for 72 cars. So what we have here basically is the back 41 of those 101 are lining up for a 15-minute last chance qualifier race here. The top 12 will fill out the field to make the 72. The 60 that have already set the fastest times, they're in. It's these 12. This should be absolutely insane. I'm Greg Creamer along with Jeff Lepper. And Jeff, you've been doing a lot of time around this track yourself as you're getting ready for your race here in the T2 category. What are these drivers looking at in terms of the track right now? This is a brand new place for everybody. Everybody's been learning it all week long.
Well, for Spec Racer Ford 3, they've always been in the afternoon, right before lunch or right after lunch, and now you have your car set up to that all 4 days now. You come in here to this final qualifying session for basically a Saturday night shootout last qualifier race. Only top 12 are going to go, but the heat is on this track now. It's a lot cooler day today. It was been in the 90s Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was about 88. Today, it hasn't even broke 80 degrees here, so a lot of changes to these cars. It's going to come down to setup, and with these Spec Racer Fords, it's going to come down to the draft.
And the interesting thing, these 41 drivers have not been out yet today because it was only the top 60 after the first 3 days that went out and qualified for their top 60 positions. So it's not like they were out, you know, in a time when they have had some experience on the track. So it's later in the day, even as you said, on a much cooler day. This could be a vastly different track for them.
Way different. It's going to be slicker, I think, with the heat that a lot slicker with the heat that the track's in here. We've had a lot of different groups race now, a lot of different types of rubber, different compounds. There's Goodyear here, Hoosier, Pirelli, BF Goodrich, all these different tires that have run on this track. And I think what everybody's going to try to do is just basically survive turn number one. Then you can start playing out, how much grip do I have? Where can I go? How deep can I go? What can I get done? And try to work your way up into that top 12th position.
Here's a look. You're exiting turn what they call 6A onto basically Holman Boulevard right down the middle. And you can see there's the asphalt, then there's concrete. You're allowed to use all of it. And that is a huge, wide section of track. And what I've been hearing, Jeff, is that if you get over, especially on that concrete, it really goes off camber on you. So you've really got to be, this is a tricky track. You look at a map and you go, all right, but it's a tricky track to get right.
It is, and I've been in that dirt on the outside there when you jump off to the side. That's why I know it does that. But it's got its little nuances. There's a couple more places in the track like that as well, where you really, if you put yourself on the normal racing line that you would think would be for the apex, that's really the slower part of the corner. So you'll see a lot of guys taking variable lines. You may be able to carry a lot of momentum out there, but it's just going to kill you on the handling. You might get a little bit loose, and if you get that little razor edge and make that mistake, especially in a Spec Racer Ford, you could lose 5-10 positions, and then you get to go home tomorrow.
And you don't want to do that. You want to be able to race one more time. I understand exit at turn 10, also very tricky in that it drops a little bit off camber. And there's a couple of corners here where you've got to have great patience and discipline, don't you? You've got to really throw away the entrance to the corner in a sense, or the exit of the preceding corner to get a run to be able to really make use of it. And then you get all of this, the marbles and junk brought up on the track. This is the turn 12 into turn 13. And once you come through 13 here, this really tight, almost 110-degree left-hander, then you start feeding it through turn 14, up onto the legendary banking and across the yard of bricks. And it's all on the line right now. We are getting ready to go racing here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Spec Racer Ford 3. for all the marbles in terms of getting into the national championship runoffs that unfolds Saturday afternoon. 15 minutes and we're green, and there's the explosion. And this track so wide, Jeff, 6 abreast already. This is going to be absolutely amazing. At the front of the queue is the 96 of Daniel Brooks. And you can tell that orange or the blue hood with lime green numbers. But look at the move to the inside. 64 Matt Gray trying to make up a couple of spots here. This is it. Turn 1. You talked about it.
Yeah, they're seeing bouncing over the curbs. They're going side by side. It looks like everybody's going to make it work there. Joseph Wolf in second place at number 4, Alliance Autosport. Spec Racer able to go through there. Oh, off into the gravel trap. So you got to be able to get out of that. Looks like 6, 7, 8 cars. There's just nowhere to go down there when there's a problem in the gravel.
And we've heard warnings from everybody that you don't get through these gravel traps very easy. If you get in them, they literally just suck you down into that gravel the way that they're designed. And that was a huge group of cars stuck in that gravel over there. Looking now, the number 74, that is Weber, and he's putting on a good show here. Obviously, opportunity to move up a little bit if those other cars, that Salvador Weber, started in the 9th spot right now. And we'll see exactly what kind of a charge he was able to make. Still Brooks leading at this stage. Good run by the 88 as well. That is Mark Belanger. He actually lost a couple of spots in that exchange in turn 1, Jack.
Yeah, look at that number 15, though. There's the story, I think, so far with Mizrandino.
Yeah.
He's always near the top half of the field, and just having problems here this weekend. That number 15, Spec Racer Ford, he looks like he's in a transfer position and trying to move his way up at looks about 9th place right now.
Yeah, and he's trying to make another move here, and then somebody trying to go with him. And this is a little bit of a touch there, and you see everybody fanning out. And it looks like you're getting up on the banking here, but you very quickly have to dive down into 12. We are full course caution. I didn't see how we weren't going to be with all those cars parked in that gravel at the exit of essentially turn 2 into 3.
I think that's what all that stack up was right as the caution was coming out. Some of the guys saw it, some of the guys didn't, and it just caused that stack up effect there, that bottleneck. And it looks like some people still kind of racing here going, wait a second, it is a standing yellow here.
You might be a little bit unsighted on some of the flags, but I mean, you can look at the queue here. And a lot of drivers caught up with that. Mike Cameron in the number 10. And it looks like his day is going to be done. The number 22 involved in that as well. That's Kevin Elian out of Annapolis, Maryland, running in the Washington, D.C. region. And you can see he's just truly well and buried. And it's going to take a while to get him extracted. They can continue there, obviously more than welcome to, and these cars are fairly sturdy, but you're not going to make up those kind of spots, and it's going to take maybe more than a lap to get him out. And this is a short race to start with.
Yeah, if they can get him out before that pace car comes down here turn number 1, he can catch the back of the field and see if he can work his way up. Not sure if he can do that. Only 12 minutes to go in this race. It's a very short 18-minute session here for these guys, and it's not a lot of time to get it done. Not even a completed full lap here before we're back under yellow.
So everybody's got to just kind of calm down here. At this stage, sitting in that 12th and final spot is Weber, who we were talking about, Salvador Weber. Now, unfortunately for him, he started 9th, so he's lost a few spots and dropped into that transfer situation. So a little bit of a tough break for him. Now he's got to just really keep his calm. If he was 9th, he knows he's quicker than some of the cars around him. At least he was in the qualifying sessions. So you just kind of have to bank that and use that to calm yourself down a little bit, don't you?
You sure do. You got to know that, hey, I'm here. I made a couple of mistakes in the start, but I lived. I made it through turn number 1. And there's looks like 4 cars stuck off there in that gravel trap in turn number 1. Put your head down, start hitting your marks, see if you can work your way back out. You know you have the speed. You qualified 9th, so you know you can get yourself back up there. You got 3 more positions to make.
Interesting thing was everybody just thought it was going to be the turn into turn 1 where we were going to have carnage. And we saw everybody, as you said, got through one. They weren't necessarily on the racetrack, but they got through it. But it was probably when they came back on that it shoved these guys off into the gravel on the outside of 2.
You see the number 10 there, Mike Cameron just working his way through with that damage to his front after getting pulled from the gravel trap. He will go a lap down with only 12 people transferring. You see there's actually got left rear suspension damage as well.
Oh, yeah.
Might as well just pull that back to the pits and, you know, Sonoma next year for the runoffs. That's really what these guys and gals go for. It's a once-a-year chance at a national championship. You regroup, what can I do different, and come back next year.
Well, that's one of the cool things. I mean, I was looking at one of the entries actually showed the vehicle number, right? It said Spec Racer Ford 3888. I mean, it tells you how many of these cars exist out there. And that's the cool thing is anybody can go out, buy one of these cars, do an SCCA, a couple of SCCA driver schools, and you can go racing. And if you are good enough, you can have a shot at coming to the runoffs here. That's what's so cool about Sports Car Club of America, is anybody can come out and do this. It's just a matter of what your skill level is. And the cool thing, Jeff, is even if you aren't able to come out and run for gold at the runoffs, you can come out and have a great season of racing, still make it to the runoffs, end up maybe 15th, and have had the time of your life.
At Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That's the coolest part. You know, you cross those yard of bricks. Looks like we are going to go back to green here. They're going to leave those 2 cars off into the sand traps, and they come down here through the chicane section, the 12, 13, 14 complex, and back up into IndyCar turn number 1 onto the front straightaway.
And Daniel Brooks will lead him there, sitting in the 2nd spot. 3rd in this lineup, the 4 of Joseph Wolf. Then the 89 of Green, Michael Green, moving up a little bit. And the great start, Matt Gray as well, right up into it. And here we go, up and on to the front straight. The green flies again. And there is the fan out, as you would expect. And that was the 89 of Green popping to the outside. That gray Spec Racer Ford 3 SRF 3. And work for him. He was able to just slip around Wolf and slot into the 2nd spot. And you'll take any pad you can. Down to the inside, 71. That's a guy who came from way back, 13th as the track went green. Jerry Ablas is up into 3rd or 4th. And look at this, carnage again, this time into 1.
Yeah, Wolf got a terrible start there. He pulled out to try to get around the lead there. And you see him, he's actually got damage now. He's not going to be into a transfer place. He was all the way back into 10th place entering turn number 1. That tells you how important the draft is here to have somebody to help with.
He just got swallowed up, didn't he? Here's the 189 of Oaks. And he was another guy, started 8th. That's Ashley Oaks, unfortunately. And she's dropped well back as well. And this just shuffles everything for the drivers behind. We'll see where everybody cycles through. It's still Weber in 12th as they cross the line. But at this stage, who really knows? And obviously, we're going to be paying a lot of attention to that 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th section of racetrack here. Because winning this is nice. And it gets you a better qualifying spot is really all it does. It's being 12th or better that's key. So that 12th spot is the magic cutoff.
And the guy on the move there that started in 13th, Jerry Akplas, he was the number 71. He's up to 3rd place already in that Spec Racer Ford. So he's worked his way up almost 10 positions into that good, solid transfer place now.
Boy, and you know, that one, it tells you the guy can race. And 2, it tells you that maybe he didn't have things quite right in qualifying, because he's obviously got a quick race car, but he's opportunistic as well, and that's going to pay big dividends for him.
And Mizradino is still there. He's running, looks like he's in the 5th place. Or 8th place, sorry. So 8th place for Mizradino, and you drive by his paddock area there, and there's a reason it shows a nice 2016 SCCA Runoffs champion flag sitting down in front of his place. So he does not want to be in this last chance qualifier. Just missed the setups, had an engine problem earlier. Heard he bought an engine from Richard Baldwin's team, who runs a regular Spec Racer Ford as well. So it's you know, when it goes bad for you, it just goes bad.
Yeah, and a big pass for the lead. Here's the 89 of Green. He is on the move, and that silver SRF 3 is now taking that lead away from Brooks. Coverage of the SCCA National Championship Runoffs is presented by Mazda. Driving matters.
Can you feel something without touching it? See something with your eyes closed. When everything is designed around you, the driver, you can. The Mazda 3.
Every stitch is a part of me. All these shapes and designs express our devotion to craftsmanship. I want people to feel our passion when they touch it and when they drive it.
The all-new Mazda CX-5.
And these two trying to break away a little bit, and they have a little bit of a breakaway at this stage. Sitting back in the 12th spot now is the number 13 of Riley. And he started in the 10th spot. Thomas Riley out of New Fairfield, Connecticut, New England region. So he's the one sort of on the bubble right now at this stage. Go back and see if we can find him on the racetrack at this stage.
Looks like Brooks was trying to battle over green for that pass for the lead. And I think those guys, like you said, Greg, breaking away a little bit. Let's just stay nose to tail. We're in a transfer place. You're going to start 62nd and 63rd in the race tomorrow. So let's just go ahead and take it easy and get that pass. Here's the car number 95. In the 13th place, got some heavy body damage on the front nose there, and right in front of him was our 12th place Riley, the number 13 Spec Racer Ford. He's going to be desperate to try to see if he can catch back up and get that final transfer place.
Yeah, Hutchins in that 95 you mentioned with the damage on the car, started 7th, so has had a rough run so far. And Riley is the guy as we're talking about right now, sitting on that bubble, and that's that black car with the orange. And he's making a nice move down to the inside of the 86 of Lamena. Did he get it done? That's good for him. Now that puts him up into 11th, and Lamena will now be on the bubble, and Lamena obviously a little bit unhappy with getting passed and shoved back and got a little bit too aggressive there, and it's cost him dearly.
And that's going to kill his momentum down this straightaway, and he is in that final 12th transfer place. He does not want to get freight trained here down into turn number 1.
Well, that just tells you the urgency. These guys feel it here. I mean, we're into the last 10 minutes already, and who was that coming after him? The 021 is having a good charge at this point. That's the 14 is Saber Cook from Grand Junction, Colorado. Also getting around Hutchins and coming after Lamena.
That battle for 12th. This is where the race is. Here's side-by-side action. The 0-1. That's Chris Current. Trying to make an inside pass there. Move up another position there. Gets past the number 55 Spec Racer Ford. 101 cars with Wade White from 32nd, working his way all the way up. So we're trying to do our best here with names for everyone.
Well, I'll tell you right now, that 86 of Lamena, he's got that little bit of a margin, but the 21 of Cook is coming right back into the fray here, and has to, sitting in the 12th spot. And Hutchins struggling just a little bit. Oh, look at this move.
Oh, down to the inside, making a pass 3 wide down here into turn number 7. Not sure if you can make that work. Really tight through there.
That may have been a change in our last transfer spot. And that's the one thing for Hutchins, is if he can get back in and transfer, they can work on the front of that car, get it fixed, and be able to go after it and be in that championship with a car that doesn't have that damage. And as we talked about, I mean, started this one in 7th. It's going to be interesting to see just where he slots in right now. The 0-1 of Current last time by was sitting in 8th, but I think he's dropped a spot or 2.
Still think just such a superb drive by Wade White there, and that number 55 Spec Racer Ford worked his way up from 32nd on the grid to 9th right now into a transfer space. I think if I was 32nd in this field, I probably was, well, it's going to enjoy my time. I'm going to look at the brakes and check it all out. He came to race up there into 9th place.
Well, like you said, if you don't finish 12th or better, you don't run in the national championship runoff. So that is the real story here. And in 12th right now is that 0-2-1 of Cook, making the big move, trying to come down the inside 13 of Riley. Couldn't get it done. And they got to be careful, because that 55 of White, he's dropped back just a little bit, Jeff. As a result here, right after you talked about it, he kind of got freight trained a little bit. And I think he may be the guy back on the bubble again. Wonder if he used those tires up a little bit, trying to come up through all those cars.
There's a long way to go to have to work his way up. He definitely is back into that 12th place now. Lamena is right behind him, was in 13th this lap before that, and he got around him now. So that's that 12th place, 95. You talk about Hutchins again with that front damage, and the 0-1 working his way back. Chris Current trying to get back through there. So this battle for 12th is far from over, and I believe we've only got a couple minutes to go in this race.
And it's just going to get more and more intense. I mean, when they come around and they see the white flag, and I think that might happen this time by, they know it's go time here. This is what it's all about. Ooh, a big off there, got through the gravel. Not everybody fortunate enough to be able to do that. I think that was the 112.
Yeah, Jim Coates Sr.
Running back in the order just a little bit, pushing hard, trying to make something happen.
There's that transition back up here onto the oval, and you saw Belangi's getting a good run there, trying to use that momentum to get around green. I mean, this is a transfer race, but we're racers. We want to win a race. It doesn't matter what kind it is. So you're going to battle till the end. You might not make as many bonsai moves as you would if you need to get to that 12th place. And it looks like there is a couple of cars that got together there.
We were just having a look. That's the exit, I think, at 11 up into 12. Ooh, it's the 95 again. Boy, having a rough day. This Hutchins, that's going to cost him. So let's see, is white flag out? It is. We are on our last lap. This is what it's all about here, watching them stream through, sitting in the 12th spot, 95 Hutchins. So that off put him right back onto the bubble here. LaMena ended up a little bit farther back, so I wonder if they hadn't had a little bit of a touch there, Jeff.
Yeah, they must have, because he dropped back to 13th. Hutchins still in that 12th place. We'll see how they fan out. But Belangi second, Brooks third, Applas fourth, Gray fifth, Bonnier sixth, Miserandino back into seventh. He was up there in that top five. Cook, Riley, White, and Current, and then Hutchins at 95 is your final transfer place. He's got a little breathing room back to him to LaMena.
He does indeed, and I think he'll be grateful for that here. He's closing up a little bit on the back of the 0-1 of Current at this stage. I almost wonder if he's thinking, I got to pick up another spot here. But if you try it and it goes wrong, suddenly you're out of that transfer spot. He's kind of walking a little tightrope, isn't he?
He sure is. In 86, you see LaMena is going to be trying everything else. A lot of these guys and gals have communications with their crews. They can tell them where they're running. They're watching the race monitor app. They're looking at the live timing on SCCA.com, trying to see where they're running to know, am I in a transfer place? Am I not? Should I pass the guy? Shouldn't I? And I'm really, really hoping that Hutchins has somebody to do that, as here is that battle still with Green and Belangi.
Well, they are having a great race, and keep in mind, Green came from fourth into the lead right now. Belangi started second, sits there right now, and they've opened up that margin over early leader Brooks. And then, as you said, Applas had just a tremendous drive. Applas did up now into that fourth spot in the 71. But here we go. These two guys. This is it. Up onto the straight, and you can see down to the inside. Green protecting for all he's worth. Belangi trying to draft up. Doesn't get him here, but the 95 of Hutchins back just a little bit here. At the line, it couldn't have been any closer. Who got it? Hutchins.
Moved up to a, nope, still 12th. Yep.
Just
Current
a 12.
clipped him, yeah.
Current, yeah, just was right there. He actually got the run on Current and almost was able to pull off the 11th spot. Now they give it. They say that Hutchins got by Current. So that gave him that little bit of extra pad, but Current still makes the transfer. And again, this is all, everybody's got to go through tech, as you always do. A couple of replays here, some incidents.
Yeah, take a look at what that little scuffle
There's
was
Hutchins
over there.
right there. See the dive?
You see right there to the inside. Oh, just took the nose off of that car there, coming up over there, and a nice little 360, and they keep going. But wow, some carnage there. That's a scary, fast part of the track, too.
It sure is.
Coming out over onto the back stretch here into turn at number 7. All the drivers working their cool down lap now. Take it back to the pits, and you can see the hands up in the air, back and forth, excited that gets to go race in the show come Saturday.
Absolutely, and I think you called it in terms of the drive of this race. It was Applas, no question about it, coming from 13th up into 4th, having a really solid run. And the 55 of White, who came, oh wow, good point, from 32nd. Yeah, you talked about it, up into 9th too. Faded a little bit late. We think he may have just run his tires off, but still up into that transfer spot. So the final 12 of the 72 that will start the race on Saturday afternoon now set, pending everybody gets through the what do they call it here, this is 19 lap championship races, so the 20th lap, which is tech, and as they say it. But what a great way to kick things off here. Obviously a little bit of bonus coverage with these last chance qualifiers. And you take a look at the order there. There is the top 10. Saber Cook doing a nice job as well. And Miserandino, 8th. Wade White, as you talked about, that tremendous drive up to 9th. And Tom Riley, sitting in that 10th spot. And then 11th and 12th, those are the last two to make the transfer. That 95 of Hutchins and the 01 of Current. Boy, Hutchins and Current at the line. It was incredibly close, covered by less than a 1/10 of a second as they crossed the line. Pretty fabulous racing at this stage. So we are set. We want to remind everybody that first racing, you want to join us tomorrow at 8:20. Be ready at your computer, your TV, whatever it is you're going to watch on by 8:20 tomorrow morning. That's Eastern time. Where we are here, we will start things off with some pretty powerful machinery. Touring 1, some big bore equipment going to be coming out. Jeff and I will be bringing you the call. And then we have 8 races each day to take you through the 24 national championships. But there are some combined races, so there's actually 28 national champions that will be crowned by the end of the last race on Sunday. So I'm sure looking forward to it. And the weather looks fabulous.
It does. It's nice and cool temperatures there, and it's going to make a challenge for all of us that are trying to get our cars set up, as we've been in the heat all week long, and now we get to go race in 70-degree temperatures. But just a beautiful Chamber of Commerce day at this glorious facility, the pagoda, the pylon, the yard of bricks at Indy Motor Speedway. It's going to be exciting.
It's a good point. I've had a couple of friends tweet after qualifying just a picture of the pylon and said, "We made the pylon." That's something about running at Indy. You cross the bricks, you see the pylon and the pagoda, you're here. And congratulations to every one of the competitors that is here. Almost 1,000 strong here on this weekend. Absolutely fantastic. We will see you back and live here, ready to go. 8:20 tomorrow morning. For Jeff Lepper, I'm Greg Creamer. For Rick Benjamin, Dorsey Schrader, and of course we're going to have Hayward Wagner down in pit lane as well for the coverage. We look forward to bringing it to you for the next 3 days for the 54th running of SCCA's National Championship Runoffs, and our coverage will be brought to you by Mazda, so big thanks to them. We'll see you tomorrow. Coverage of the SCCA National Championship Runoffs is presented by Mazda. Driving matters.
Can you feel something without touching it? See something with your eyes closed. When everything is designed around you, the driver, you can. The Mazda 3.
Every stitch is a part of me. All these shapes and designs express our devotion to craftsmanship. I want people to feel our passion when they touch it and when they drive it.
The all-new Mazda CX-5.